You ended up with a sample size of 36 individuals on the panel. Is that accurate?
37 members were ultimately there to vote on the last day. 42 were selected, and 5 had to either step aside for personal or other reasons throughout the course of or the duration of the project.
I'm interested to know, on the basis of feedback that I've been receiving, if it wasn't indeed the large volume of materials and the short timeline. I've heard from various people that that was daunting for them to get up to speed and then be able to deliberate. Did you hear that?
Yes, so I think this is a place where there were significant methodological and process challenges that were presented by the volume and the breadth of information. So as we mentioned previously, and it did pull up a slide demonstrating the number and the volume of stakeholders that we engage in community to shape the learning program. One of the downsides of that from a deliberative and dialogue space within a process is that many of those that you saw also had a speaking role or presentation in that learning program as well. So while there was, in order to make space for those community voices and perspectives, as well as subject matter experts from the city and other interests to present, we had to compress time to deliberate or examine those things completely in relation to one another.
So if you were given more time, that would have been more beneficial?
Yes, that's correct.
Of the 42 that you selected, what was the size of the pool that you originally drew from?
About 200.
Which corresponded to the number of people that left comments that was also mentioned. There was 200 mentioned on the slide there.
That's correct. I don't know that there's any direct correlation. I could not tell you. The applicants, the 200-person applicant pool are those who indicated either online, they either received a postcard, they received a targeted digital ad, or we also worked with community outreach teams, particularly to Chinese-speaking communities and other organizations and other community groups where people could have received and or filled out a flyer with a member or filled out a questionnaire. They filled out a questionnaire with their demographic information, and then from those, the 42-member panel was selected.
What was the geographical area that you drew from?
So there was an 11,000 piece map that was sent out. The majority of that, and I do not have the exact number, but that was primarily within the work-study area itself, and I can pull that up. I have to go way back, but that was... the area in orange was emphasized within the work-study area itself, although there were community members throughout the city who received that mailing.
You may not know this, but other staff, there were 11,000 mailers that went out. What's the population in the area covered between, in that area there overall?
Between 15 and 17 is the guidance we're getting.
Okay, just doing the math, I'm trying to figure out the representativeness and the size of the sample. And I'm just, we're elected by, however many 100,000 out of a population of 640,000 in the city. So I'm trying to do the math and work down to, if we're making a decision that has huge financial implications for the city. This has been a really fascinating exercise to learn from, but as a council, I just would like to be hearing from a lot more voices. That's just a note to council, but a fascinating exercise, and appreciate the input. Thank you.